Hey everyone, this is Teo. Today I'm going to review the BenQ GS2, this wireless portable mini LED projector. I'm going to show you the things included, talk about the features, and show you the image quality when you use this projector during daytime in a room like this, but with curtains, but with some light streaming through, and using this projector at night when the room is totally dark. Let me show you what's in the box. This projector is quite small, relatively speaking, compared to other projectors. And that's one of the main reasons why I bought this, because it's very small and compact. This carrying case is very nice. The material is some sort of canvas. It's very tough. And the interior, it's all padded on all the sides. A mesh pocket here for putting the remote controls and other stuff, and here this pocket is for putting the cables if you want to, and this is adjustable so you can move this to the left or right. And this case, it protects the projector really well. So this is a very portable setup. 3 power cables are included. The cables may vary depending on your country. Here in Singapore, we use the 3-pin plug, and for some reason, that power cable is not included. So the power cable is used to connect to this power brick, and this will connect to the projector. The length of the power cable together with the power brick, it's about 3 meters. This is magnetic, so even if you trip over your cable, it's not going to pull the projector onto the ground. This is the wireless USB dongle. The remote is made of some sort of plastic. It's very lightweight. I have a problem with this material though. The material here has a rubberized texture which gives it good grip, but I hope it's not rubber, because here in Singapore, humidity is very high. If this is rubber, it's going to be affected by humidity and become sticky in the long run. The battery used in this remote is the CR2032, and it comes pre-installed. This battery can be found used in some clocks and calculators, so it's not difficult to find if you need replacement batteries. See this? I just twisted it a few times with the coin and it already left some marks. At least the buttons are firm. Now you may not need to use the remote because you can install the BenQ Smart Control app on your Android or iPhone and use this as remote as well. So this is one less accessory you don't have to bring out. So this is the BenQ GS2 portable projector. The maximum output resolution is 720p. There is no lamp inside, so no replacement is required. It's rated to last for at least 20,000 hours. So if you use this projector for 10 hours a day, it can last for 5 years. Now this projector comes with a 3-year warranty. This is a small projector, very portable. Build quality is very solid. Design actually looks really nice with rounded corners and curves. The texture is soft, matte. This is definitely plastic, but the build quality is really solid. The ports are hidden here behind this flap. That's for the USB wireless dongle, 3.5mm audio jack, full-size HDMI, USB-C port with support for DisplayPort, and USB Type-A with power delivery of 1.5 amps. On the top of the projector, we have some control buttons. That's the power button, LED signal lights. These are battery life indicators. 3 lights means there's at least 60% battery life left. This sensor here can detect ambient lighting and adjust the brightness accordingly. These are all physical buttons. These are for the manuals. On the back here, we have some holes. These are actually for the 4-watt speaker that's inside. These are for ventilation, for the fan, for the hot air to come out. This is for the power. And this stand below, this is adjustable. And you can also mount this on a tripod if you want to. This design does look splash proof as the marketing material mentioned, but there are holes, so this is definitely not waterproof. Alright, let's power this up. I'm going to show you two setups. The first setup is using this projector in this room on a bright sunny day with ineffective blackout curtains, and the second setup will be using the projector at night. So right now I have the projector about 2 meters away from this wall. I do not have a projection screen, so I'm not going to be able to get the best image quality, but we'll see. So you can see the light streaming in from the sides of the curtain. I have just powered on the projector and immediately it started to do auto-focusing, so the image is quite sharp, and this distance is about 2 meters away from the wall. This is about 70 inches. You can get a projection from 30 to 100 inches depending on the distance the projector is away from the screen. The initial setup is very straightforward. Just do the autofocus, connect to your Wi-Fi, and right now I have the projector connected to my computer using the HDMI cable that is not provided, by the way. And this brightness, it looks alright. It's going to look even better if the room is totally dark or if it's at night. Let me show you what you can do with the menu. So the most important thing you can probably do is to adjust the focus. You can just use the autofocus, so you don't actually need to do this. Keystone is basically to adjust the edges. So right now I can see that the left edge and the right edge, they are not perfectly vertical, and for some reason the auto keystone correction, it's not that good, so I have to turn this off and do manual adjustment. So let me just adjust this to make sure that the display, the projection is vertical. Alright, it looks fine now. The other settings are pretty straightforward. There is an internal battery built in which is rated to last up to 3 hours, which is actually not that long. So if you want to be sure that your movie is not going to cut off suddenly, do connect it to an external power source. The maximum resolution supported is 720p, so you can definitely see some pixelation, but it's not too bad, especially if you are seated about 2 meters away. So this is a video that I made in India a few years ago. Right now it's playing at 720p on YouTube, and it looks good. It looks good. There is some pixelation, but overall it still looks good. The only issue I have here is my room condition. So this is not a totally dark room, so the contrast, it's not that great, but the colors, they do look good. Audio quality from the built-in 4-watt speaker is quite good. It's loud and it's clear, but it's not a stereo speaker because it's only coming from one source from behind the projector. So if you are seated behind the projector, the sound quality is going to sound good. If you are seated in front of the projector, the sound coming from the back is going to sound weird. If you want better audio quality, you can connect a Bluetooth speaker to the projector or to your computer that way. Now, watching this video that I have made on such a big projection, this is maybe 70 to 80 inches. It is very enjoyable, and because my room doesn't have a lot of space, so having such a small and compact projector makes more sense than getting a huge TV that I cannot place in my room anywhere. And also, when I'm watching this video, I certainly do not think of the 720p resolution. It still looks very good. I mean, right now when I'm watching, I don't notice pixelation because I'm just focusing on my video. If you can get a 1080p projector, then that's great. You may see the image is sharper, but 720p, it looks good to me. It looks sufficient to me. Also, the maximum frame rate for this projector is 60 frames per second. So if you want to connect it to a console, PlayStation or Xbox, then that's great because those consoles, they top out at 60 frames per second. If you want to do some PC gaming where frame rates can go even higher, then of course 60 frames per second on this projector is not going to be able to match the frame rate on your computer. Pixelation is more noticeable when you are not playing movies or games. So for example, if you are connected to your computer and you are surfing the web, so you can see some pixelation here with the text. Is it a big deal for me? Not really, because I buy this projector to play movies. I'm not going to be reading all this text. If you're using a phone, a tablet, or a computer that supports wireless projection, you can actually project the video on your phone, for example, to the projector and have it thrown onto the projection. So for example, right now I am actually playing this YouTube video from my phone wirelessly. Let's see if I can control the volume. Nope, I cannot control the volume using my phone. So I have to do that with the remote. It's really convenient to be able to project whatever that's on your phone or tablet through the projector onto the screen wirelessly. So in this case here, for example, you will not even need to use any cable if you are running the projector using the built-in battery. The only downside here is when it comes to connecting to the wireless projection, sometimes there may be the delay. But once the video is up and playing, then it's going to be smooth. You can pause and play and also jump to different sections of the video using, of course, your phone as the control. The projector supports USB-C, so let me try and connect my iPad Pro to it. Now when you connect a new video input source, it's going to detect that source automatically, but it's not going to change that source for you. You still have to select the source manually for you. So right now it's projecting my iPad Pro display, and the aspect ratio, it's the same as what you will see on the iPad Pro, which means this is not 16:9. It's not going to fill the whole screen, but in this case here you won't be able to see any black bars because the black bars is the wall. Gaming is definitely very enjoyable on such a huge display. If you are playing games that have a lot of user interface elements, like a lot of on-screen displays, icons here and there, then with 720p resolution, all those little icons, user interface elements, they are going to take up space on the display. But for games like this where it's just the games and icons are very small, very tiny, 720p is sufficient. Gaming with 720p resolution seems fine. Earlier on I said things like icons, user interface elements, text may take up too much space with this resolution, but here it looks fine. This is Theme Hospital, a PC game, and it looks good on this big projection. You may hear some fan noise in the background right now, but that's actually from my laptop. The projector operates silently, so you're not going to hear the projector at all. Alright, so it's night time. The setup is still the same. I have the projector on the table, but this time I'm using the internal battery of the projector. So the power cable is not connected to this projector right now. The cable that you see there, that's the USB-C cable that's currently connected to the iPad Pro. So now the projector is actually projecting the iPad Pro display. I actually wanted to play a movie from iTunes, but for some reason I wasn't able to AirPlay it through the projector. So I cannot do it wirelessly, I have to do it with the cable, which is why I'm using the USB-C cable. I also tried streaming the iTunes movie from my iPhone to the projector, but it didn't work, so there may be some content protection thing going on. So now that the room is totally dark, the contrast is significantly better. The colors still look fabulous, but the contrast really helps to make the colors more vibrant. So this is even more enjoyable to watch compared to watching the projection in the afternoon. The minimum focusing distance for this projector is about 1.1 meters, and at that distance away from the screen or from the wall, you can get a 40-inch projection. And the maximum size of the projection, where the image quality is still good, it's about 100 inches, and to get that, the projector has to be 2.9 meters away from the projection screen or from the wall. So this means this projector cannot be put on a TV console. That's the power cable for the projector, and that's my Bluetooth speaker. The Bluetooth speaker that I'm using here is the Bose SoundLink 2, by the way. It has this USB cable to the power because it's running low on battery, but the Bluetooth speaker is now connected to the iPad, so when I'm watching the movie, the Bluetooth speaker is putting out the sound, and the audio quality is fantastic. It's significantly better compared to the built-in speakers of the BenQ projector. Now that the contrast is better, I'm actually able to see the pixelation of the 720p resolution, not just in the text, but also in the video, even when I am standing about 2 meters away. But it's not a big deal. The projector that I am currently using, the one that I have been using for the past 2 years, is the Xiaomi Mijia laser projector, and that's a 1080p projector. And with that projector, I wasn't able to spot the pixelation, but I'm usually seated around 3 to 4 meters away. So with this BenQ projector, I am able to see the pixelation from 2 meters away, maybe even 3 meters away. But seriously, it's not a big deal. The video that I was playing earlier, that was from YouTube, and this is a movie from iTunes. Now, earlier on, the YouTube video that was played on the iPad Pro display, and the aspect ratio of the iPad Pro, it's about 4:3 or 3:2, I cannot remember. Anyway, when I maximize the YouTube video to full screen, it's not able to fill the projection here. But right now, when I'm playing the iTunes movie, that movie is actually able to stretch out horizontally to fill the projection. So here you can see this movie, it's much wider. Here's a closer look at the pixelation. The brightness of this BenQ projector is 500 lumens, which is not that great if you are using the projector in the afternoon where there is light streaming in from behind the curtains. But if you are using it at night like this, 500 lumens, it's definitely more than sufficient. Alright, to conclude, let me go through the things I like and dislike, the pros and cons. I like the design, it looks good, it's very portable, very compact, and very easy to set up. The build quality is solid, and here in Singapore we get 3 years warranty, so that's fantastic. In terms of image quality, the maximum output resolution is 720p, lower compared to 1080p projectors, but when I was watching the movies, I really enjoyed watching the movies. So 720p is a downside, but I still enjoyed watching the movies. Colors, fantastic. Contrast is better if your room is in total darkness. You can watch this in the afternoon, but make sure you have really good blackout curtains, not the ones that I have. The audio, I do highly recommend you get an external Bluetooth speaker with better audio quality, because this speaker is loud but it's facing the back, so if you are seated behind the projector, it's alright, but if you are seated in front of the projector, it's going to sound weird. So it's best to get an external Bluetooth speaker for better experience. I also like the fact that you can just run the projector like this with the battery. You don't have to connect any power cable. Battery life is just 3 hours though. And also, because you can use wireless streaming, you can actually play videos from your phone, stream it from your phone through the projector and have it project onto the screen. I find that very convenient. However, it may not work with all apps. So it works with YouTube, but it doesn't work with iTunes Movie. It may not, I don't have Netflix, so I cannot say whether or not it will work with Netflix, but if you connect your phone or tablet with the USB cable to the port here, you can definitely play iTunes Movie and Netflix or whatever that you're playing on your computer or your mobile devices, so no problem at all. And it has USB-C and full-size HDMI, so pretty good connections. And yeah, I think overall for the price that I paid, I think it's worth the money. But I'm saying this without comparing this to other projectors like 1080p projectors. But as it is, I think it performs well. It is a good product. I enjoyed it. Alright, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. See you guys in the next video. Bye!